This is an Illustrator project meant to help you work with the brush tool, specifically um, the brush tool painting, just using lines as we study the elements of design. I just want to use brush strokes for this. And remember, line is a mark made by a tool, in this case the brush tool, and is moved across the surface. In this case, the surface is your Illustrator document. So we need Adobe Illustrator. So we're going to find Adobe Illustrator already on our quick start. If you put it there, if you didn't, go down here to the launch pad, and you might have to flip through the pages to find Adobe Illustrator Creative Cloud 2017. So double click on that. And we want to go up here to File, New, and we're going to go here to Print, and we'll go with Letter, and click Create. Alright, here's our document that we're going to draw on, and our tools are on this side, over here, and our panels are over here. So again, remember where our colors are, our stroke and fill. So this is the fill colors, stroke colors. Also down here, we've got the fill and stroke. And whatever color, which one is on top is the one that's controlled by our color panel over here on the top right. So since I have the stroke on top, any color down here, let me just stretch this out so you get a bigger view. You can see that as I click on different colors up here and down here, the stroke color changes, right? And if I go and make the fill go on top, then notice that any of the colors I pick will change the fill color. Okay. The brush tool, which is right here, or B on the keyboard, the brush tool uses the stroke color. So you want to set your stroke color. For this project, I just want to do it all in black. Alright, and I'm going to use the brush tool here. And if I go up here, here's my control panel for the brush tool. So I've got a uniform line. And right now I just have a basic brush, 5-point round brush selected for the brush tools here. Got some defaults. So if I come out here on the drawing surface, I could just click and drag and start drawing with my mouse or the stylus or the pen of my drawing pad that you might have available to you at your desk. Alright, and again, it's whatever color is the stroke color. Let's put the stroke on back on top down here, and let's go grab another color. You can see it's quite easy to change the colors. Or the stroke. Alright, obviously this is just playing around. I want to show you also where some brushes are, so I'm going to click here on this panel. I was there. No, I was here. And now I'm going to go down and click the brushes. Looks like a little cup with brushes in it. Let's bring that down. And we have some default brushes here. And we have a brush library. And if I go to artistic brushes, I've got charcoal brushes, which are here. Let me stretch those out. Okay, so I've got the different ones I could pick. Oh, let me show you something else here too. If you want to start over, clear the screen, you can do a Command A and the delete key, or you can pick if you if you just want some of the lines to be erased, you could actually click on that line with the selection tool, which is the V on the keyboard, and hit the delete key. Or you can use the selection tool to use a selection box to select some of the things. Or you just do a Command A to delete everything. It's up to you. Going back, I'm going to use some of these charcoal brushes, so back to my brush tool B. It's kind of hard to see there. Color is very hard to see. So back to a black B. You can see what these different ones do. All right, and for this project we're going to use these charcoal brushes. There's also under the artistic brushes, so I click down here for the library, artistic, also the ink brushes. Some of these might work for you too. But for the look I'm going for, I prefer you use these artistic charcoal brushes for this project. It's AiLinesFL project. So I'm going to just do a Command A delete. And the picture that I want to paint right now, I want you to try to paint your own version of it, is on MrJaffe.net. I've got it right on my home page, this one here. So let's take a look at this picture and study it. First of all, he's using lines to show the flow, the direction that the water is flowing, to give you that sense of motion. And he's using it with painting lines in certain directions. So we've got our surfer here on a board, and you could tell based on these lines shooting off the back end of his board that this is the path that he's going, and he's aiming in that direction. So all the lines right here that are associated with the track of where the surfer was and the surfer are aimed this way. You can see that the top of the wave, the lip of the wave, is coming over. It's crashing down now, and so he's using horizontal lines that go east to west. And he also shows the water down below here, the water on the inside of the wave that are going east to west, showing them as horizontal lines. He's using the vertical lines, though, to show, and thick vertical lines to show strength and direction, that this water is flowing up the face of the wave and then coming over the top. All right, so based on this image, we'll kind of copy these lines. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of shrink that down so I can see it here off to the side. Maybe down here. I'm going to open up my tools. I guess I got one or the other here. So you've got a handout that also shows what this picture looks like. And so I'm going to start with this brush right here, this charcoal feather brush, and use B on the keyboard. And I'm going to start with the surfer. So I'm going to make a little surfer here. Just make a stick man, it's fine. Girls, be Roxy girl surfer. Get some hair on her. Okay, if it's a girl surfer, or if it's a boy surfer, no hair. Okay, so I've got a girl surfer here, and if I look at the picture, I can see that the surfer's more over here. So I'm going to use the selection tool, or V on the keyboard, and I'm going to click, hold, and drag to create a selection box around my lines. And I'm just going to click somewhere, and I'm going to move her over a little bit. That's how you can move lines. Okay. All right, so back to my brush tool. I need to paint a surfboard here. And then again, if I look at my picture, I've got tail, the direction where the surfer came from. So I've got that track in the wave. So let me put that in. So kind of wide, gets wider as you get further away. Kind of shows that. And then I've got the top of the wave here. It's just kind of a lazy line right here. And I got that lip. Okay. And I've got texture there. Okay. I can see that I've got water down here that is in front of the wave. So I'm just going to create horizontal lines again. I'm down here. My wave's going to not be as big as in this other picture. And then to show the face of the wave, you can see that definitely got some strength going up the face. That water's going straight up the wall of that face of that wave. We're using maybe a bigger brush now to show that. And all these lines should go in the same direction. So again, we're using direction to kind of show the direction of the flow of water. We want it to be about the same. Go back down to our feather brush. Which one was feather brush. Like so. I want you to spend more time. Obviously, I'm just trying to make a training video right now. So I definitely want to make you to use a couple of different size brushes. But really focus on using the lines, the brush strokes, the direction of the brush strokes to kind of create an illusion of water flowing. Get that lip a little thicker here. And establish. Let's see, I don't think I want that one at the top, so I'm going to use V on the keyboard. Click that line up there, get rid of that one there. You can use multiple colors if you want, but I want you to create like your own version of this. Then I want you to also put your initials or sign it. Mr. Jaffe. Using the brush. When you're done, you're going to do a file save as, and we're going to call this AiLinesFL, where FL is your initials. Make sure it goes into documents. sure it's an Illustrator format. Click Save, click OK. Then we want to export it when you're really done. Say you came back and worked on it. Let's see, I want to maybe put 17. Alright, so I'm going to Command S because I made a change. Notice my asterisk disappeared up here, remember that. And now I want to File, Export, Save for Web. You might have had a PNG 24 up here. I want you to change it to JPEG High. I want you to change the width to 250 pixels. And then come down here and save it. You might have to click Save a couple of times, and then here, remember it's going to be AiLinesFL.jpg. In your Documents folder, click Save. And then go over to MrJaffe.net. And go to Links, Web Starts, log in. Edit your site. We want to put this on the graphics page. So to get to the graphics page, we got to come up here and click on the graphics page. And then we want to go Insert, Image, Upload, and you want to make sure you're on your Documents, find the AiLinesFL. And double click on that. Alright, and you can, don't change the size, but you can go ahead and put it right up there. And we want to label it. So we use type, title text, double click to get into it, delete what's there, and we're going to call this AiLinesFL. Remember your FL. Click out, make it smaller. Let's change the font size. Let's select it here and make it maybe 24. Yeah, it's better. And then let's make sure our text box is tight around it. And then you can put it there, right below it, somewhere near it, so I can tell what you've got. And then make sure you save and click on your dashboard, and there you go. You're ready to go. Make sure you log out, and you are done.